Introduction. Overview of Lost Connections. Lost Connections by Johann Hari is a groundbreaking exploration of the causes of depression and anxiety, challenging the traditional narrative that these conditions are solely caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. Hari argues that depression and anxiety are rooted in deeper social and environmental disconnections. Through extensive research and personal experiences, he identifies 9 key lost connections that contribute to modern mental health crises, ranging from disconnection from meaningful work and relationships to a loss of connection with nature and purpose. Hari proposes that by addressing these disconnections, individuals and societies can move beyond medication as the primary treatment and work toward deeper healing. The central message of the book is that depression is not just a biochemical issue but a reflection of unmet psychological needs. The solutions lie not only in individual therapy or medication but in rethinking how society functions and how we live our lives. Chapter 1. The Crack in the Old Story. In this chapter, Hari introduces the prevailing story about depression and anxiety, which frames these conditions as primarily biochemical problems to be solved with medication. He recounts his personal experiences with antidepressants and how, despite initial improvement, the effects eventually wore off, leading him to question whether this chemical model was the full answer. Hari then embarks on a journey to understand the true causes of depression. Key concepts. 1. The biochemical model. Depression is traditionally viewed as a result of a chemical imbalance in the brain, particularly a lack of serotonin. 2. Hari's personal struggle. Hari shares his own experiences with depression and how medication only temporarily addressed his symptoms, leading him to seek deeper answers. Important quotes. 1. I had been told for years that depression was caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. But if that were true, why wasn't I getting better? 2. What if depression isn't simply caused by your brain, but by your life? Key lessons. Challenge the chemical imbalance theory. While medication can help, it may not address the root causes of depression. A broader perspective is needed. Seek deeper causes. Understanding the underlying disconnections in life, social, environmental, or psychological, can provide more lasting relief than medication alone. Chapter 2. A Mystery. This chapter discusses the rise of depression and anxiety diagnoses in the modern world. Hari questions why so many people are feeling more anxious and depressed than ever before, even as living standards in many countries have improved. He highlights the paradox that as societies have become wealthier, individuals have become more mentally unwell. This sets the stage for exploring the various disconnections that might explain this trend. Key concepts. 1. The epidemic of depression and anxiety. Mental health issues are skyrocketing worldwide, despite advancements in medicine and technology. 2. The disconnect between wealth and well-being. Modern society's focus on material wealth has not led to an increase in happiness or mental well-being. Important quotes. 1. We are richer than we have ever been, and yet many of us feel more unstable, anxious, and lost than ever. 2. The more I researched, the clearer it became, depression and anxiety are being caused by 9 key disconnections in our lives. Key lessons. Question societal norms. Increased wealth and technological advancement have not resulted in better mental health. This suggests that society's focus on individualism and materialism may be contributing to the rise in depression. Focus on connections. Mental health is tied to the quality of our connections to others, our environment, and ourselves. Chapter 3. Lost Connection Number 1. Disconnection from Meaningful Work. Hari delves into the first major lost connection, disconnection from meaningful work. He explains that many people are stuck in jobs that they find unfulfilling or even dehumanizing, contributing to feelings of worthlessness and depression. Through interviews and studies, Hari shows how the nature of work in modern society, particularly monotonous or meaningless jobs, strips people of a sense of purpose and leads to mental health struggles. Key concepts. 1. The importance of meaningful work. Work that lacks autonomy, creativity, or purpose can lead to feelings of disempowerment, contributing to depression and anxiety. 2. Alienation in modern work. Many people feel alienated in their jobs, unable to see the impact of their work or feel valued. Important quotes. 1. Work is about more than just earning a living. It's about a sense of purpose, autonomy, and connection to others. 2. When people feel they have no control over their work, their mental health deteriorates. Key lessons. Seek purpose in work. Having a job that aligns with your values and gives you a sense of contribution is crucial to mental well-being. Advocate for workplace change. Addressing systemic issues like autonomy, creativity, and work-life balance can improve mental health across society. Chapter 4. Lost Connection Number 2. Disconnection from other people. This chapter focuses on the impact of social isolation and loneliness on mental health. Hari argues that humans are inherently social creatures, and being disconnected from meaningful relationships can lead to depression and anxiety. He discusses how modern society fosters isolation through social media, longer working hours, and less emphasis on community. Key concepts. 1. The importance of social connection. Strong, meaningful relationships are essential for mental health. Loneliness is one of the leading causes of depression. 2. Isolation in the modern world. Despite being more connected digitally, people are more isolated in their personal lives than ever before. Important quotes. 1. Loneliness hangs over our culture like a thick smog. 2. The more lonely people are, the more likely they are to experience depression. Key lessons. Foster deep connections. Meaningful, face-to-face relationships are key to maintaining mental health. Prioritize real-world interactions over digital ones. Rebuild communities. The erosion of community bonds has contributed to the rise in depression. Reviving communal living and supportive networks is essential. Chapter 5. Lost Connection Number 3. Disconnection from meaningful values. Hari examines how modern society's emphasis on materialism and consumerism has caused people to lose connection with meaningful values, like kindness, community, and self-expression. He suggests that focusing on extrinsic goals, such as wealth, status, and image, can leave people feeling empty, while intrinsic values, such as personal growth and relationships, lead to greater happiness. Key concepts. 1. Intrinsic versus extrinsic values. Intrinsic values, like love, community, and personal growth, lead to well-being, while extrinsic values, like wealth and status, contribute to anxiety and depression. 2. The problem with consumerism. Society's focus on consumerism and competition has led people to prioritize extrinsic goals, which don't fulfill our deeper psychological needs. Important quotes. 1. The more you are driven by extrinsic goals, the more likely you are to suffer from depression. 2. We have created a culture where materialism and competition are the dominant values, and that is making us sick. Key lessons. Shift focus to intrinsic values. To improve mental well-being, shift focus from material and external rewards to intrinsic values like relationships, creativity, and community. Challenge consumer culture. A society that prioritizes material success over well-being is contributing to the rise in mental health problems. Chapter 6. Lost Connection Number 4. Disconnection from childhood trauma. Hari explores the long-term effects of unresolved childhood trauma on mental health. While not all depression stems from trauma, unresolved issues from childhood can lead to patterns of fear, anxiety, and low self-worth in adulthood. He emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and healing from past traumas to prevent them from manifesting as mental health issues later in life. Key concepts. 1. Impact of childhood trauma. Unresolved trauma from childhood can have a profound effect on adult mental health, contributing to depression and anxiety. 2. Healing through connection. Rebuilding trust and relationships, along with therapeutic approaches like trauma therapy, can help heal the wounds of childhood trauma. Important quotes. 1. Childhood trauma leaves deep psychological scars, often surfacing later in life as depression or anxiety. 2. The first step to healing from trauma is to acknowledge it and understand its impact. Key lessons. Acknowledge and address trauma. Healing from trauma is essential to overcoming depression. Therapy and meaningful connections can help break the cycle. Trauma affects the present. While trauma may have occurred in the past, its effects can shape current behaviors and emotional health. Chapter 7. Lost Connection Number 5. Disconnection from Status and Respect. Hari discusses how social inequality, lack of status, and lack of respect in society can deeply affect mental health. He argues that feelings of being undervalued or disrespected contribute to depression, as humans have an inherent need for status, belonging, and acknowledgement. People who feel trapped in low-status roles or experience social marginalization are more likely to develop mental health issues. Key concepts. 1. The importance of status. People have a basic need to feel valued, respected, and seen. When this need is unmet, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and depression. 2. Social inequality's role in depression. A society that creates vast inequalities in status and respect contributes to mental health problems, especially among marginalized groups. Important quotes. 1. People who feel they are constantly looked down upon are more likely to experience depression. 2. Depression is deeply linked to a loss of status and respect. Key lessons. Value and respect matter. Lack of respect and low social status are significant contributors to mental health struggles. Ensuring respect and dignity for all can improve well-being. Combat social inequality. Reducing social inequality and promoting fairness in status and respect can alleviate widespread depression. Chapter 8. Lost Connection Number 6. Disconnection from the Natural World. This chapter explores how humanity's disconnection from nature has contributed to rising rates of depression and anxiety. Hari points out that people are spending less time outdoors and in natural settings, which has been shown to have a calming and healing effect on mental health. He argues that reconnecting with nature, whether through time spent in parks, forests, or near water, is essential for psychological well-being. Key concepts. 1. Nature as a healing force. Being in nature has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and promote overall mental health. 2. Urbanization and nature deficit. Modern lifestyles, particularly in urban environments, have caused many people to lose their connection to the natural world, which contributes to feelings of disconnection and unease. Important quotes. 1. Being in nature reduces our anxiety, stress, and depression. It reconnects us to something bigger. 2. As we lose our connection to nature, we lose an essential part of ourselves. Key lessons. Reconnect with nature. Spending time in nature can improve mental health and create a sense of calm and balance. Reintegrate nature into daily life. Urban living has distanced many people from nature, and efforts should be made to bring natural spaces back into daily routines. Chapter 9. Lost Connection Number 7. Disconnection from a Secure and Hopeful Future. In this chapter, Hari discusses how many people feel hopeless about the future, leading to feelings of anxiety and depression. He examines how economic instability, climate change, and political unrest have contributed to a sense of fear and uncertainty in society. People without hope for the future are more likely to feel overwhelmed by depression. Key concepts. 1. The need for a hopeful future. A secure and hopeful future is essential for mental health. When people feel that the future is bleak, they are more likely to experience depression. 2. Insecurity in modern society. Economic, social, and environmental instability creates a pervasive sense of uncertainty, contributing to feelings of despair. Important quotes. 1. A lack of security and hope for the future is one of the greatest contributors to depression today. 2. We need to believe that tomorrow will be better than today in order to feel mentally well. Key lessons. Create a sense of hope. A hopeful vision of the future is necessary to combat depression. Collective and individual actions to build a better future can restore a sense of purpose. Address societal issues. Tackling economic inequality, climate change, and political instability can help alleviate feelings of hopelessness and mental distress. Conclusion. Reconnection as a solution. In the conclusion, Hari ties together the themes of lost connections and proposes a path forward. He emphasizes that the solution to depression and anxiety lies not just in medical treatments but in addressing the broader societal disconnections that have emerged. Reconnecting with meaningful work, relationships, values, nature, and hope for the future are all essential steps in combating the mental health crisis. Key concepts. 1. Reconnection. Healing from depression requires reconnecting with the fundamental elements of life that bring meaning, purpose, and joy. 2. A broader approach to mental health. Medication alone cannot solve the depression epidemic. A more holistic approach that addresses social, environmental, and psychological factors is necessary. Important quotes. 1. The more we reconnect with the things that matter, community, nature, values, the more we can heal. 2. We are not suffering from a chemical imbalance, but from a social and environmental imbalance. Key lessons. Rebuild lost connections. To address the mental health crisis, individuals and societies must work to restore meaningful connections in various aspects of life. A holistic approach. Solving depression requires a shift in how we view mental health, moving beyond medication to address the underlying causes rooted in societal disconnection. Key takeaways from lost connections. 1. Depression is not just chemical. Depression and anxiety are not solely the result of a chemical imbalance. Social, environmental, and emotional disconnections are at the heart of the issue. 2. Meaningful work is crucial. Jobs that provide purpose, autonomy, and a sense of contribution can help prevent depression. 3. Social isolation is a major factor. Loneliness and the breakdown of communities are significant contributors to the modern mental health crisis. 4. Consumerism and materialism contribute to mental health issues. A focus on material wealth and extrinsic values leaves people feeling empty and unfulfilled. 5. Healing from trauma is essential. Unresolved childhood trauma often manifests as depression and anxiety in adulthood, but it can be healed through connection and therapy. 6. Reconnect with nature. Spending time in nature can reduce stress, improve mood, and create a sense of peace. 7. Hope and security are necessary. A secure and hopeful vision of the future is essential for mental well-being. Lost Connections by Johann Hari is a profound re-examination of the causes of depression and anxiety, offering a new perspective on how modern society contributes to these mental health issues. The book advocates for a holistic approach to mental health, one that focuses on reconnection in all areas of life, relationships, work, nature, and personal values.